Tonight, from Soldier Field in Chicago,
winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. Leading them out, the second-year man from Alabama, Mac Jones.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
Throwing Jones. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Now Jones. And right away, he lost the football. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this, and it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Jacobs is into the end zone for a Bears touchdown. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And one thing we haven't pointed out yet, probably should, you've got a dome team on the road, January, cold weather. How tough is that, or is that something that really shouldn't come into play?
Well, it shouldn't come into play, but let's face it, if you've been a dome team all year and used to a controlled environment, you need to get yourself outside a little bit for practice during the week, and that's what most of these teams do, because just because they play in a dome doesn't mean they don't have bad weather outside to work in, so they can do that, get their guys acclimated, and then that way, it takes it all the way when you get to game day in a foreign place.
Well, throw on the quick slant, going to be complete. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage. But that's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit, because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a 1st down with his very next run.
Pretty good results here on the 1st down run as he takes us forward for about 6. A nice run right there, and we talk this time of year about certain teams, certain players who don't have a lot of postseason history to speak of. And here's a man right here in his rookie season in the NFL, and he's being asked to carry the load at running back for this offense.
And he has acquitted himself nicely here in his rookie year.
Touchdown, Falcons! Deontay Hardy, 44 yards. And the Falcons are an extra point away from evening this one up. Joseph connects on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. That time a 6-play drive. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Returning from his end zone is Ty Johnson. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of 2 play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything is working pretty well. For the defensive
what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one, because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Jacobs going to try the middle. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Once again, it's Jacobs. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Solid running there. And, CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there, because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat.
The handoff, Jacobs running to the left. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll run with Jacobs. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Josh Jacobs with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Bears have taken the lead. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this 1st quarter, and he's got both of them.
Well, he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. The football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
On 1st and 10, it's Algier. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Those are the types of run, Charles, that they say this first-year running back can provide a lot more of in the future.
He made it look easy, didn't he? Picking up that first down. Some have described him as a diamond in the rough with a lot of polish, nice little buffing. This guy could be one of the top backs going forward.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. And CD, that's the second time this half they've put it on the carpet. Now, the first one they lost. Good news here, it doesn't cost them.
They do say that things even out in the course of a ball game. So you mentioned they lost the first one. This time, able to retain possession, but they can't get into this habit. The ball can't continue to go.
Touchdown, Falcons. Gerald Everett from 17 yards out. And the Falcons have cut the lead back down to 2.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and this is now a 1-point game. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it was all finished off by the 17-yard touchdown run. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment. It may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive linemen. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. Yeah, this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down. Brady to throw for it on 4th down. Completes it to Samuel. And he is going to have the Bears first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So the 4th down conversion sets him up with this. 1st and 10 at the 40. They try the left side with Johnson. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Throwing is Brady on third down. Eluding the pressure right. Got his target, Samuel. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 12-yard line. 27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on third down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Josh Jacobs saving his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Tucker now to add the point after. And with that, the lead is up to 8. That time, a 9-play drive. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Atlanta now coming out on the field.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw. Jones looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hill. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape, because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. And the Bears are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Now this throw caught left side and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. But Charles, what a rookie season he had catching the football, over 1,000 yards on the year, and he comes through there with a nice grab.
And we've seen wide receivers in recent years come in and have big years right away. And you think about Justin Jefferson in 2020, 1,400 yards and huge impact on his team and on the league. This guy, he's following his footsteps as an impact guy here in year one.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Throwing again on 2nd down. Brady. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Brady. Flushed out right. And they'll work this down inside the 30. So tug on the face mask, and that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And sometimes it'll go unnoticed, but that one, pretty obvious for everyone to see.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, once again, thank you. What a 3 days it has been. Just one more half of football remains on this Monday night in Super Wildcard Weekend.
Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the 3rd quarter. One of these 2 teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs.
And good work there in open space. He's got this all the way down now to the 32. 139 yards rushing for him now as he has been a central figure in trying to get his guys to the second round.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Jalen Phillips, the edge man on the tackle.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll throw with Brady. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Matt Judon from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Throwing left side, it's complete.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
They go with Jacobs. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. Here's Jacobs. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Josh Jacobs taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Bears continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
Tucker with the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
From the 31, Jones. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first.
A great job there, and that old cliche, taking what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off over the middle. But what is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yardage he picked up after he pulled it in.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. Two guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And oh, he coughed it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple, and that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
Buying time to his left. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays just like that one we saw there.
Running it with Jacobs. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Now Brady. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wild Card matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. Here it's 3rd and 2. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Well, trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
Yeah, good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. Boy, 175 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Up the middle, Johnson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
following the pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Johnson running right. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more, what you're getting with tight ends are guys who are much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. From 19 yards away, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more.
Well, I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. So out come the Falcons now. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
Don't get nervous. Number 16's coming. Check mine.
Throwing to start the drive. Jones. Hardy's got it on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Jones working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants him to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Back to throw again. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And he'll find Everett there, complete. Touchdown! Gerald Everett, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Falcons get a bit closer.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and that'll make this a 19-point ball game. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
45 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
Push him back. Push him back.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. They go to Johnson again. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and that'll keep this a 19-point game. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Here's Jones throwing to start the drive. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. Jones. And it's a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here. And they will take a knee here. And they take a knee. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. one win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. Unfortunately for the team that lost, it's a long offseason ahead for them now.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Bears get the win at home as we say so long from Soldier Field.